Hello, Markeedragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and welcome to another episode of this EVE Online 30-day challenge, which has grown to be much bigger than I ever anticipated. I wanted to use the word huger, but I don't think that that's a word. Like awesomer is not necessarily a word, but both of them apply. This has been much huger and much awesomer than I ever expected. And much more funner than if I'm going to dig myself a hole deeper on all of this. Anyway, I've got a bunch of you here in on our live streaming TeamSpeak room, and so welcome, guys. Thank you for joining this this last episode for the day. Don't everybody speak at once. Oh, and here I am.
Again.
I forgot to unmute all of you. Now I've unmuted all of you. Okay. So sorry you guys couldn't hear me. Okay, we are into the next episode here. We're going to talk about skills, and I didn't realize I was still muted on your guys' end. And okay. If you're able to see the live stream, you can see that I've only got one skill left working on here. Only an hour and 40 minutes left, and I need to figure out what skills I should be working on that are going to give me the most bang for the buck over... Well, I guess I'm not playing again until Monday, but I'm going to have to do something tomorrow. If you can only do 24 hours worth of skills, I'm going to have to actually log in for just at least a little bit tomorrow and manage this stuff.
Yeah, Markee, you can actually do more than 24 hours. What you do is you can put a bunch of smaller skills in the beginning of the queue.
And then actually pop a big one on the end.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. That's actually what I did. I did earlier. I had it over. I noticed it went over 24 hours when I did that.
Minotaur frigate probably a good thing to pop in there.
Well, I mean, you already have a slasher, and the Corp has a fit ready for a slasher tackle ship to use in PvP.
Now, is it Minotaur?
Mm-hmm.
Are all slashers Minotaur?
Yes. The slasher is the one you've already got.
Okay. And is that the same thing of what you guys built? All those ships you built?
I'm not sure who actually built them, what ones they've got.
Rolas?
I think we built a bunch of them first.
Yeah, we built a bunch of Kestrels. That's the starter fit that we're going to be using there. But Minotaur Frigate 4 is going to work for you for a bunch of different things that we're going to do. So, yeah, if you can get up to 4, put that in. Okay,
and so now... And is that under, let's see, what is it? Why is it not scrolling when I do it? So that'd be space, it's under Space Command. Okay.
Phrase, yeah.
Okay, so just drag that up there a couple more times, and I may put something else in front of it. Look at that, 1 day, 4 hours for that other one. Ugh. Okay.
No, that's not too bad. It really
gets
becomes a burden once it gets down into the level 5s, which can be between 4 to 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm on the tail end of a 14-day skill.
Yeah. Okay, so what else should I be looking at here? Now, I know this. You guys said engineering, electronics, and mechanical 4 is what I should be going for.
Yeah, if you look at the contracts and then you go to the core fitting, that'd be a good place to start.
The certificates.
Certificates, not contracts, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean to... You go first.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, okay, I'll go. I don't know if this is really that public or not, but is the IP supposed to be being said in public places like
it's on the YouTube video?
Yeah, it is. Okay. It is public. So yes, that's all I'll say about it.
Okay.
Okay. So the I'm just looking here at mechanics. Let's see. It looks like I got 1 and 2 of mechanics already, and then electronic and engineering.
Now, I would recommend getting hull upgrades level 2, as that will let you or that will allow you to use several Tech 2 modules, which are going to be invaluable when you're flying frigates, like allowing you to get the Tech 2 nanofiber, which allows you to be really agile and quick in a frigate.
Okay.
I was going to say, if you don't mind me taking a second, because you've got the slasher already, and that seemed to be one of the ones that you were going for, if you click the fitting section so that it brings up the current view of your ship, you can then click Browse in the bottom right-hand side of that screen. That's where you can save all your fittings. You can change the drop-down to Corporation fittings in the top left, and that'll show all the fittings that the Corporation has saved for you to view. And I've set up a bunch of frigate fittings already, including one for the slasher. And you can go and view that by, going through the drop-down boxes in the frigates and finding your slasher. And you can save that yourself, so you don't have to go through the corp. You can just set that in your own ones, and that'll basically tell you whether you can use all the different modules that you need for that. And you can then click on the little info button beside them and go prerequisites to sort of see everything that you would need for like a very basic fit for that ship as a tackler. So that's going to be something that gets in there. It jams their warp. It shoots them with autocannons.
So this this is basically a guide for what you have come up with as the best possible configuration for this ship.
It's the basic start. Like that's the key basic things you need.
Okay. And and then just save this to my fitting so that I can easily. Should I be?
I would. There's no reason to not to.
Okay, so I just select personal here and then save? Or what is it? What am I doing?
Once you've selected the fitting, you just click the save button.
Even if it was still on corp? Or does that save the corporate version?
No, it should save the personal version.
Okay, because I'm just wondering if I were to edit this, and it was still on corporation, is that going to change what it's suggested for everyone in the corp?
You cannot do that. You need to delete it and put it up again as a new fit.
I see.
Yeah, you'll have to have roles to actually save to corporate fittings, which you don't have, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay. I just didn't want to overwrite it for everybody else.
To save it to your fittings, when you have the fit open, click the little personal tab by the ship and hit save.
Okay, that's what I just did, so we're good. Okay.
I'll be completely honest. Start with the basics, start with your, capacitor, keeping that up and all of your skills to be able to use things. Don't get too in depth on what you're going to need for weapons alone, because you're going to need to be able to use the ships first, and you're going to have to be able to use the ships effectively. And if you start training up all these, putting 8 days into skills for weapons, you're not going to be able to use all these weapons on the ship. That's why that's the most
basic version. That's just your he can already use the autocannons that are on there. The only thing he needs to train is basically the scramblers.
Okay, and now for let me look at the ships that that you guys built up that we're going to be using. Where can I find that?
I believe they said Kestrels was what we were going to use.
It's just in the frigates tab.
In frigates, okay. And
I don't think there is a Kestrel build at the moment.
Oh.
There is quite a lot of builds there. The Kestrel build...
Because if we're going to be flying these...
that's not actually set in there.
Yeah, if we're going to be flying these, it would be really good if we could look at that so that we could know what's important or what's required for doing them in the configuration that you've got.
Yeah.
I don't know if that got saved. Let me put that in there if it didn't get saved.
Okay.
The difference between different ships is that you have the particular faction ship training that you need to actually use it, and then you've got sort of the more specialized weapons that particular ship uses effectively, and the type of shield or armor that ship uses in particular. Mm-hmm. And with a tackle ship like that, you really haven't. You've got like you've got your scramblers, your propulsion, which is all going to be pretty generic no matter what you fly. That's just got your basic autocannon that you can already use perfectly fine. Like, most of the stuff that you're going to use is going to be fairly generic.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Roll, but I just linked the Kestrel build that we had last night in the Corp, if it's not in the Corporation fittings yet.
Yeah, I'm putting it in now.
So that's a missile launcher ship? Fun.
The Kestrel is, yes.
It's up now.
It is a very, very useful missile ship. Very quick, very agile. It's good damage output as well.
Yeah,
Part
that was my
about
first
missile
frigate.
ships is that the missiles will always hit the target unless the target is out of range. It's the only reason missiles will miss.
Okay.
Markee, you can
But-
go to Corp chat there, and at the bottom, Nitro has a fitting that he's linked. You can just click on that and view that fitting and save it.
The only problem with missiles is that they can't critically hit like normal guns can. So it's a trade-off. You don't get any critical hits, but you're always going to hit your target unless they're out of range.
And you're not at 0, so you're not going to get smart bombed in a little newbie frigate fleet.
Yeah, you can ignore those rig slots as well, because that's requirements to install the rig, which then gets blown up with your ship if your ship dies. And if you want those rigs there, anybody that has that skill, you can trade the ship and the rigs to them, and they can equip them for you and then trade it back to you. And anybody that's sort of trustworthy within the Corp that's been playing for a while should be able to do that for you. You don't need those skills trained in particular. It's not worth wasting your time on it.
And that's just for the rig slots?
That's just the rigs. Everything else is...
Okay. There's a lot here that... there's a lot of red there.
There's a lot of red because it's a faction that you haven't trained in using. That being said, it's a very basic fit. That's going to take you, I would expect, less than a day to train all of those.
Okay.
It's 2 days to train that build.
No,
I just did it.
You're looking at that skill. You see that stuff right there. You see a lot of reds. That ain't really a big deal. Them 3 charges right there, they use the exact same skill, along with your missile launch. There's a lot of skills that require the exact same skill. That way you have that trained. That it's not really that much of a train.
Okay.
At some point in the near future, Markee, we need to get you on Evemon. If you so want to dive that deep in, I know that is another program to learn. But we do have some fits. We do have some fits that are saved in the TeamSpeak here that you can upload into Evemon that will give you a training queue to train for there.
Okay.
Because there are other skills that you need to train in order to be effective at that ship or be cap stable in that ship or the next ship that wouldn't be listed with the little green check marks. That just tells you can use it but not use it effectively.
That still needs to be added to the description later.
Okay. So, have I got anything else here that I haven't? Is there? I guess
You will
that.
need skill books for some of those. Well, most of those will need
Yes,
skill
yes. So there was one thing, like for repairing shields that happened to me. I went and did the quest for repairing shields, and I had my civilian level shield repair, and then it was supposed to give me military shield repair, and it never gave me the book. There was either I don't know where it's at when it gave it to me, or there was an error in that mission, a bug.
Well, you can always go over to your assets tab and look at where your items are and pull up which stations you have what at.
There's the I hate mining barge. That's funny.
That would be the present from Black. I think.
Yes. So,
Under engineering, shield operation, do you have that trained or injected?
Let's see here. Where, under what?
Engineering.
Engineering. Okay, and what is it I'm looking for under engineering?
Shield operation.
I have shield upgrades. I don't have anything here that says shield operation. Now, how do I see what my current skills are?
It'll be in the list.
Okay,
of
over
stuff
here.
You're looking at.
Yeah, so I have under engineering, energy management, engineering, and shield upgrades. That's all I have. So.
Yeah, so you'll probably still need to go get those different skill books.
Yeah, I wonder now what happens. Like if I was supposed to get that skill book, on that quest or whatever, and it didn't give it to me, then how do I go about getting that otherwise?
You can buy it on
Marketplace.
Marketplace.
They're dirt cheap.
It's not like you're short of money or anything.
No,
Even
but
when
I'm
you
just
started,
asking.
it's dirt cheap.
Okay,
Just
so
buy it on
so
the
I just go on the marketplace and buy it.
Yeah,
Okay.
like when I started, I skipped like most of the tutorial missions. I just did a couple to learn the very basics, and then learned it as I went. I found that more interesting for myself. And then I met up with people in a call and got told that everything I'd learned myself, I'd learned wrong.
Oh, so that's your
Which
advice?
is why you follow the tutorials.
Tutorials are a great starting point.
Yeah.
But you will be relearning stuff later on.
Yeah, well, I will be doing some more tutorials. Let me ask you another question about this. As far as, I mean, it's a little bit off subject, but what kind of low-end machines will this game run on?
I'm playing on a laptop
They
as we
recently
speak.
increased it, but it'll still run on a potato.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Good.
can run it on my tab, on my tablet computer. So.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
You can turn like all the fancy.
I tried to run this on an XP running Pentium 4 3 gigahertz. It would not run,
Okay.
and it just barely runs on a dual core running Vista.
Okay.
Really?
Is that at max settings or low settings?
Well, I would imagine you would put everything to low if you're running on a laptop or an
Yeah,
older machine.
that's all low. I couldn't get it to run on the Pentium 4 at all.
So.
You sure? Because I've run this on a Pentium 4 while I was at university, meant to be doing work in class.
How long ago was that?
A couple years.
Yeah, it probably updated because they do
Yeah,
constantly
that's fair enough.
update stuff in the game.
Okay, so well, I guess that's this gives me kind of a clear goals to work for figuring out what skills I need to have trained up, and as well as everybody else who's in the corp right now, what we
Hey,
need
Markee.
to be looking for. Yeah.
You've got some more room that you can put in the skill queue there. You can put shorter skills in front of that longer skill and end up getting a little bit further out if you find some other skills that you want to get in there.
Right. So.
Gunnery might be a good one.
Gunnery. Well, is that required for any of these here, like the missile launcher and stuff? I mean.
Oh, for a missile launcher, no. That's all going to be missile skills. Gunnery's projectiles.
Okay. So I'm just wondering if there's anything. I guess there's nothing in here that it looks like I'm going to have a bunch of books to buy, like tactical shield manipulation
Yeah,
and stuff.
definitely.
So it looks like maybe that's my next thing to do. I mean, I got one day, 11 hours worth of stuff here, and so at some point I need to go searching for all of these things, buy them, dump them into my brain, and then start training them.
Yeah.
When you do train them, try to get them up to about 2 or 3, because what that'll do is that'll lower the fitting requirements.
And what are fitting requirements?
Okay,
So
I think
each-
somebody needs to explain the basis of how fitting a ship works.
Okay, so each
Just the
module
very, very basics.
you put on a ship needs 3 things in order to go on ship. First, the slot. You have the high, mid, or low slot. That's pretty self-explanatory. And then they have power grid and CPU. So if you look at your little slasher in the background, that fitting window, you can see the CPU and power grid. What training these skills do is it reduces the amount of CPU and power grid the modules need in order to be fit.
Okay.
And
So-
and engineering and electronics skill increase the power level and the CPU on your ship.
Okay.
Yeah, those are really important too. And since those skills apply to every ship in the game, those are pretty high priority to train.
Okay. Well, I can certainly do that. Okay. Well, I think that's. I think now I'm just gonna. At this point, let's see. I've got my personal fittings here. I've got my slasher, which is my ship that I'm using right now, and I think that. I think that's the first thing I need to do is figure out high-speed maneuvering level 1. I don't have that, so I feel a trip to the market happening.
You're lucky.
Make sure you don't have it in your assets.
It should only take 16 minutes of training.
Yeah,
Okay.
before you actually close out the day, since you're going to be gone all day, you want to try and get as close to 2 full days of training in your queue as you can.
Okay. So, and that's high-speed maneuvering, and I don't have that. What I should probably do is go through and make sure. Now, I think I went through all of these and tried to add them. Inject skill, and I don't know how to though. So since I've already got this, what should I do with this book now?
Sell it.
You can sell it. Yeah.
Sell
Okay.
it, trash, it's
And-
not worth much.
So sell this item. I don't know. I guess I'll try selling something. There are no buyers in this region who are prepared to collect deliveries from the station. What does that mean?
Throw it away.
Got buy orders for it.
You can give it to some of the other noobs if they want.
No, they won't need it. They already have it.
Yeah,
Okay.
like those ones are so
Gosh.
cheap, and you've already got them at the start. So
Okay, that one's done. Trash, done. And gunnery, I think inject the skill. No, can't train it a second time. And let's see if anybody on the market wants it. Okay,
I
so
think you've got them by default. So
it's telling me to ask 12.34.
Well, there's a difference between selling and selling instant and selling on the market. Nobody's going to buy that particular item on the market, so if there's not a buy order for it where you can just sell it straight away, you just throw it away. It is a starter item. Nobody's going to pay for it.
And
There's
so,
a little bit of a quick tip. You notice where it says duration, it says a day. If you're just trying to quick sell, click on that day and set to immediate. It will set it to sell it to whatever the highest buy order is at the moment in your region. So it'll sell it to the person who's paying the most.
so whoever's, I mean, is this, so if I hit sell on this now, it's going to sell it immediately to them?
Correct.
if there's a buy order,
Or if you want to see another way to do that that's simpler, just hit that button on the right that says simple. If there are no buyers, it'll say in that window.
Okay, well, somebody bought it. So I'm now richer, I guess.
Oh, 12 ISK. The 12 ISK richer.
Uh-huh.
that's
12.34 ISK.
legitimate ISK you've earned yourself.
Yes. I'm very proud of myself. So, okay. Now, oh, here's high-speed maneuvering. Didn't I need that? Right here. Why didn't I learn that before?
Required afterburner level 3, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
The thing is, though, are you wanting to get your slasher set out with that stuff, or move towards the Kestrel? Which is
Well, I'm going to move towards the Kestrel, but I just figured I only have these couple of things here left on this to learn, and so maybe I would do that. And afterburner level 3, it has an hour and 17 minutes, and that one will be done. And then I can
There's
add
so
that to the book.
many
It's just the
things
Kestrel
with
only
those
uses
low-level
an
ships
afterburner
and the
one.
low-level training that it's not going to hurt you to just learn for that ship, for the slasher, or it's not so much putting you out. It might end up being an extra 6 hours or something, so it's not that big a deal.
So, okay, and shield rigging and other stuff. I don't think I saw
Don't worry
that in my
about
stuff.
rigs.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I don't need to train mechanics a second time. And sell.
If you're going to be using like the micro warp drive, that's going to be using your cap a lot, and of course using anything. But so you want to train up your engineering to get your cap skills up, because just training that high speed stuff is not going to be worth it if you can't run it long enough.
I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying.
Basically, the warp drive that you were looking at there uses your capacitor a lot. But you've got like a certain amount of your capacitor, which when you're using a module, it just drains it. And what he was saying is you want to get your engineering stuff up to sort of increase the maximum amount in your capacitor so that you can actually run it for longer. Otherwise, it's not worth having it up too much.
The simplest explanation for the capacitor is yes, it just stores energy, and the energy the ship produces certain amounts of energy, and if you use modules that take out more of the energy than the ship produces, then it empties, and all the modules that require energy go offline.
Right.
And
you'd be upside down in your configuration.
It sort of comes back to
the
whole, you want to get your core stuff up as well, your core engineering stuff. That being said,
it's not going
nice
to be an instant train.
Fitted ship.
Okay, well, just all stuff to keep working on, I guess. So
it's something to aim for.
Even with the tutorials, it doesn't teach you how to correctly fit a ship, or to tell you that you're going to need these skills trained in order to have stable stuff very well.
Yeah,
there's a lot of it that takes a lot to learn.
Yeah, it doesn't show the assistant skills like you said, to increase the capacitor, increase the power grid, energy, CPU usage, lessen the CPU usage of some modules and things like that. That's all you need to learn through other players and reading the info on the files to learn what they do and how they work.
You need to learn about the tires and the carburetor before you can drive the car.
Oh, that's no fun.
And then you need reading.
You can learn to drive the car perfectly fine. It's just the issue you're going to have is that your petrol tank is going to be very small.
Right.
But you can have a little bit of fun in the meantime if you do it that way.
Yeah, I'll get to the battle but won't make it back home.
You won't do that anyway, at least not to begin with.
That reminds me, in order to get across the huge solar systems, you're going to want to train the appropriate, what skill is that again? It's been a year since I played. Somebody?
You mean like warp drive management or something?
It's a conservation skill, and under navigation I think it is.
Fuel conservation?
I can't remember. It'll save the warp cost. Let me look in Yvonne here.
The only thing that says conservation is fuel conservation and jump fuel conservation.
Hey, Markee, you're in a training station, so almost all of those skills should be in the station that you're in.
It's warp drive operations. Warp capacitor need bonus minus 10% per level.
So, Markee, let me show you a shortcut how to find some of these skills. If you'll click on one of the skills that you want to find.
One of the skills
over
that
there
I want
on the fitting. Click on the little blue show info button there.
Okay, done.
And when you open up that at the bottom, you'll see it says View Market Details.
Okay. Ah, there, just opened it up in the market. Okay. And
then you can sort them down by clicking the little triangles on after jumps, quantity, price, just like you did on the overview tab. If you want to look for the lowest price, you click on the little triangle that's on the price tab. If you want to find something that's in your station, you click on the little triangle that's behind the jump on the jump tab.
okay, so I think I have something more important here first. I clicked on high speed maneuvering level 1, and it's showing me limited 1M and micro drive warp. It's not the right thing.
So what you have to do is go to the skill and click the little blue icon for the skill.
Yeah, you've got the warp drive selected. You've actually got to click the info button beside
there we
the
go.
skill.
Okay. Now, why are people selling these for 9 billion ISK?
Scamming. Trying to get you to accidentally buy it and take all your money.
Okay, and is 339,000 a good price?
That is
if you sort of by the price, whatever the lowest one is going to be the good price.
Yeah, always sort by price, and then scroll down to your station. If you click on the jumps and sort by station, it's really easy to get scammed by buying something because you missed a zero, especially if you've had any if you've been imbibing at all.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see that the lowest price is just barely off the station price. So you may as well just buy it at the station to save 3 jumps.
Right. Okay.
Speaking of zero.
When you take a look at the duration of the offer, these offers at the training stations expire in 364 days. These are NPC offers, so these are not offers granted by players, but from CCP in effect.
Okay.
Yeah, good practices. Sort by price to see if the price is appropriate.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I guess I'm going to buy this for 339,000 ISK.
Now, before you buy it, there's
I did already click it.
Okay, so go to buy it again. Don't buy it, but go to buy it again. And if you see on the price where it shows that it's green in the calculation of percentage, it uses a calculation based on the region that you're in on an average price, and lets you know whether or not that price is a fair average price. Those prices can be manipulated to make it look like it's a good deal, but primarily, especially if you're in a hub type of an area or you're working with starter items, you can pretty much count on that whether that's red or green.
Okay.
So you can see that it's so many percent below the regional average up the top.
Mm-hmm.
Just helps avoid you getting scammed.
Yeah. Okay, and that should appear in my assets here in the station now. High-speed maneuvering.
Assets shows you where all your stuff is. If you just go to your inventory in the item hanger, it should be there.
Oh, you know what? This is dumb. I bought a second one of those. Because I had it already because I was waiting for Afterburner to go up and I just went looking right at the first thing. So now, yeah, okay.
Well, as I was saying, speaking of zero, you might want to go into the market filters up at the top there and click over on the other tab and filter out null-sec security, maybe even low-sec, to buy stuff.
Excellent advice. Excellent advice. Everybody should follow and do this.
Yeah, I did that on accident.
Yeah, up the top there where it says settings.
Settings, okay.
Yeah, I see the top there, settings, and then just change the filter to not show, low sec or null sec or zero security system, so you don't see that in the market results.
So display orders in high security, that's the only one that I want.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. And then the only thing, I have 2 reset options at the bottom, no OK or save or apply.
You don't have to.
What do I do? I just close the window?
If you just exit it, it saves it.
You can click back over to the details tab.
It's automatic. That's what they're trying to say.
Yeah, they're trying to be like Google, huh? That's one thing that really got me about Google. I got a Chromebook, and I'm like, there's no save button anywhere. It's like working an Excel spreadsheet. You enter it in, you go to the next cell, it's done. So, yeah. Okay, so that'd be filters for safe buying. Or safer buying.
You can browse that and you can see all the different options.
Safe location for buying.
Yeah.
Yeah, the idea is if you're going into low sec or null sec to pick up an item is where you can get attacked, and it's going to save you from even getting tricked into buying an item there and having to go there to sell it.
Yeah, because you can set a really cheap item in low sec, just put it up, and then you go camp the gate, wait for someone to buy it, and when they come in, you destroy them. If no one buys it, you just take the order down again in the end of the day. The trick to trick people to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of newbies don't have a lot of ISK. They don't have a billion ISK wallet.
No.
So they get they're looking to skimp pennies, and so they see an item that they want to buy. It's 2 jumps away in low sec, and they don't realize where it's at, and it's set just so they can get them on the way in.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, so I've got this next one here, which I looked up this other energy grid upgrades book. It's not as expensive as that other one.
The prices vary.
Yeah, and I ranged it by price, and then I've got one here at the station, which is really at the same price. So I think I've looked that up correct. It says that it's 10% below regional average, but yet, okay, but it is in red.
It always shows the total in red. It's the bit in brackets that's what you're looking out for to see. That bit in green will change to red if it's overpriced.
I see.
I always use the magnifying glass to show the whole thing and make sure I'm picking the right one.
What is the... Okay, I'm clicking the magnifying glass.
You already have it open.
Oh, I see. That's why nothing seems to be happening. Okay, so I guess I'm going to buy this one, and then hopefully this time I didn't make some dumb mistake and double buy the book, which I know I didn't have it twice. So, energy grid upgrades, inject skill, and voila. Okay, very good. So.
Something else that will also lower your power grid and CPU is the weapon upgrades and advanced weapon upgrades.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to work on getting the basics for the ship first, the Kestrel, and then I'll start branching out from there, figuring other things out. So. Okay, well, you know, guys, I am at about 8 hours being on live here, so I think I'm about worn out.
Gotta go edit videos now.
Oh man, it's a good thing I do most of my stuff live. That's why I have the intros, exits, and everything. And but I will be taking some of the stuff from today to put it into a few videos. But as these stand right here, I've got about hour segments of things where I'll be able to list up the different subjects that each one of them cover. And but it'll be the full gameplay. You'll have to go through the boring stuff to get to the good meat.
Markee, if you could give me 2 minutes before you go, I know we didn't get a chance before.
Okay, but after I'm done recording, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So, okay, everybody, thank you for joining me today. This is the end of the show, and please make sure you're followed because next time I'm going to be giving away more stuff, and which next time will be Monday, 2 o'clock or 12 o'clock Eastern. In the UK, that will be, let's see, noon will be 5 p.m. In the UK, and then it will be 9 a.m. Pacific time. Anyway, I hope you can join me. We're going to go out and do some more stuff. We'll have like at least 4 hours live, and not sure what we're going to do, but we're going to figure it out as we go. And use Eve time. You know, they're telling me I'll use Eve time. Shit, I'm gonna have to figure out what time zone Eve is in. I imagine it's probably Icelandic time, right? Would that be right?
London.
It's London.
It's Zulu time.
Oh, so it's not London, because Zulu time is not London. That's 1 hour short.
It's Greenwich Mean Time. I believe.
Okay, Greenwich Mean Time
Because
is...
I'm plus 12, and it's the opposite time of day. So currently on Eve time, it's 8 o'clock at night, and for me it's 8 o'clock in the morning. So it must be just Greenwich Mean Time.
Huh.
Which is 0.
Right.
If you use EveMon, it shows the time in that.
So it's 4 hours difference from me, but like UK time is 5 hours difference from me because of their time shift of daylight savings time or whatever. So
there's a clock in the very bottom left-hand corner that tells you what time it is in Eve.
And I do see that. So
and if you click on it, it opens up a calendar, I think.
Okay.
Which is
there's a calendar.
Just about nothing.
There's a notepad there.
Okay, well, I'll take a look at that for future episodes. But for right now, everybody, noon Eastern time on Monday. So, okay, thanks everybody. And those of you on the live stream, this is it. Those of you on YouTube, this is it for today's videos. And then for Rolla's, pop yourself in the council, and I'll be there in a moment.